On today's show, Media Day is here. We did it. We're going to ask every player we get a chance to explain to us why fans should buy into the Cooper Flagg hype. And today, I'm going to tell you why you should buy into the Cooper Flagg hype on today's Locked On Mavs. Stop it! Stop! The number one pick will go to the Dallas Mavericks. Cooper Flagg will fly in Dallas.
Dogs, all of us, all five.
You are Locked On Mavs, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave you.
Your team every day.
I'm going to get a city like that.
And welcome. You are locked on to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Thanks for being in every day or making Locked On Mavs your first listen each and every day. Making the Locked On Podcast Network the number one sports podcast network out there. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. If your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started today. And joining me, as always, my co-host, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years, right alongside me, the additive adjective, the one more thinking. What you got for me, Isaac Harris?
We made it. We are here. Media Day. It's Monday. Then the team's going to Vancouver for training camp.
Oh,
and I mean, this is just the kickoff. You know, I think some people might be, listening like, hey, well, who cares about Media Day and all this stuff? It's kind of like, when you start a new season, you obviously have like the first preseason game, and that's like a lot of fun. You have the first regular season game, and that's, obviously the kickoff of real basketball. Then Media Day is like the first official, like
first day of school.
Yeah, it's like the first day of school. It's the first starting line that just starts everything. It is when everybody's back. Like everybody's got to be back from vacations and their islands and all the stuff that they go to with, their families and stuff. And it's fun, man. It's exciting.
So we'll see. We'll hear from everybody tomorrow at some point in time. Everybody will speak. There will be interviews. There will be all kinds of different things. I think we're going to get some players, and so we'll see who we get to talk to tomorrow. That should be exciting. And every player we're going to get a chance to talk to, we want to ask him two questions. What does Kyrie's leadership mean to this team? And why should fans buy into the Cooper Flagg hype? And so we'll talk about those today. We'll get into a whole bunch of other questions that we want to talk about, different players. We'll talk about our bingo card. If you haven't seen our episode on Friday, we had a ton of fun. Slightly, and Isaac and I went through and made this bingo card of things we think will absolutely happen during Media Day. And so you can find that at Locked On Mavs everywhere. And so
listen, guys, you got to help us out with this too, because I think they're going to be live streaming the main pressers, but a lot of times we can't go to the pressers if we're like interviewing players that are not in the pressers and stuff. So you guys might hear some of a bingo card slot that we don't hear first. Tweet it at us, send us the bingo card, and it's like, hey, it's marked off here. He said this there. So we want to fill it out together. Yeah, and so we'll have that. And let's start here, Isaac. I'm going to ask everybody, finish this sentence. Fans should buy into the Cooper Flagg hype because ... And I think there's a bunch of reasons. We've gone over them. We knew the Mavs were getting Cooper Flagg back in May, right? Like I've been thinking about this offseason earlier today when I was texting with our Locked On Warriors host, Chuck. And the Warriors did a couple of things, and he's like, we knew the Warriors were going to do this back in July. Like, why did they string this out until September, like late September, literally day before Media Day to do this? And I was like, you know what? It is kind of weird that like we've known about this Cooper Flagg thing since May, like since all the way back at the beginning of summer, and we've talked about it all since then. And now like we're gonna see him in the actual Dallas Mavericks uniform. We've seen him in some photo shoots and some things like that. Saw him in summer league, but to see him in the actual Mavericks uniform, to see him walking around, to see him interacting with other Mavericks teammates, and all that, the hype is gonna be big tomorrow. Like there's gonna be some big hype around Cooper Flagg. He's gonna be asked a lot of big questions. There's gonna be a lot of probably comparisons with Cooper Flagg and past Maverick stars, not even just Luka, but probably Dirk and and all that. Like he is the most hyped prospect the Mavericks have ever had. I think he has to be hyped.
Most
like
hyped, most hyped like rookie the Mavericks have ever had.
Yeah, I mean it's him or Luka, one of them.
But I mean even Luka didn't go number one. Luka wasn't like a guaranteed number one. Got passed up by three teams. You know what I mean? And like we hyped Luka up because we knew what he was going to be. But I think just by the general consensus of like hyping up a player, I think Cooper Flagg's more hyped than what Luka was. And then even go back to back to the 80s or whoever the Mavericks have had before that. I feel like Cooper Flagg's still the number one.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you're talking about sheer quantity of people, then yes, Cooper Flagg is more hyped than when Luka came in, as far as just like, yeah, because there were still, some people doubted Luka. I mean, he went third overall, like you said. So it's like, for Cooper, and it's like to answer the question, and I'm not, once again, that's the hype, not trying to say he's going to be the same exact player as Luka or as good as Luka and all that. But when it comes to why should fans be hyped for Cooper Flagg, these type of prospects don't come around very often. Like, you go back to, I mean, people were laughing about the Hawks like last year because it's like, oh, you came after Wemby and right before Cooper Flagg, because there was not that type of prospect before that. Or in that draft. You even go to like a guy like Paolo. Like, I mean, that went down to the wire of like, Jabari Smith and Paolo Banchero and stuff. And like, I'm a huge Paolo guy, but Paolo wasn't hyped the same way as Cooper Flagg. You go into, drafts before that, like Cade Cunningham wasn't hyped the same way as Cooper Flagg is now. And I was talking to somebody a few days ago that's, I would say like maybe less than a casual fan that just doesn't follow along at all, hardly. And they're like, some friends of mine, they're like, all right, so give me an update on the Mavs. I heard you got like a top draft pick. And it's like, yeah, I got this guy. And I'm like, okay, but what kind of, I was like, well, he's like one of those guys that we follow, like we'd see like the Instagram clips of when they're in like 7th grade. And that's the thing. It's like, those type of guys, they're that good for a reason. And when you have a guy like that that's moved from middle school to high school to Duke and won at every level and won at a high success rate at every level, and every talent evaluator that you respect in any platform has hyped him up and talked about him in this way, then and your team gets a chance to get a guy like that.
That's right.
I mean, we could go through the franchises out there and say, all right, when was the last time you were excited about a top hyped like prospect, or you were dying for a guy like this? And, and you could just go down the franchise. Dallas gets this chance to get a guy that has been talked about this way. And that is one of those type of prospects. We've talked about Wemby. We talked about Zion. We've talked about Anthony Davis, and these guys over the past 10, 15, 20 years that you're like, oh, is he draft eligible yet? Oh, dang. Well, he's just a junior in high school. Oh crap. When is he going to go to college? Oh, okay. Well, Duke, now we got to wait another year. One of those dudes, and Dallas has one of those dudes. He deserves all the hype.
He deserves the hype. And you know what? You deserve the hype, and you deserve to buy into it. You, the Mavs fan, especially if you're listening to this show, if you've been listening to all off season, you've been hanging out with us. I was also talking to a very casual Mavs fan yesterday. And they were talking about that in passing they said something about like the Luka trade, and I can't even wear a Mavs shirt anymore. I can't even bring myself to like wear a Mavs shirt. This is a chance for you with Cooper Flagg to like reset and to like come back and to be like, all right, let me be re-excited about a player again and about a basketball player in Dallas. And I think that from everything that happened last season, how terrible that season ended, and all that. It's an incredible consolation prize to get Cooper Flagg. What an incredible stroke of luck. Like, enjoy it. Take it, like, love the Dereck Lively, Cooper Flagg content that the Mavs are putting out.
Yeah,
them at the state fair. I'm here for Flagley. I'm here for it. That's what I'm calling him.
And he's going to be a fun player to watch too. Like, it's not a, he's not like a plotting 5-man.
Name a player that's not one.
No, I'm just meaning like his style of play. Like,
yeah,
it is going to be infectious. And this isn't a shot, and this is going to be a thing the entire year, to where people's going to think it's a shot at Luka from anybody who says it, of like two-way playing, defense, and all this stuff. His play and effort is going to be infectious for fans. His defense, the hustle, the tenacity. He's going to talk trash. He's going to have some massive block shots. He's going to poster people. He's going to be a highlight machine out there, even when he's playing with, literally Hall of Famers on the floor with him. So that's the fun part. Awesome. And it doesn't all like ride and die with him. It's not one of those situations where it's like if we went like into a Washington and it's like, all right, this is just one of those nights. We know he's getting 29 shots, but he's just not falling. It's like He's 6 for 29 tonight, and dang, this is kind of a rough watch. He doesn't have to do that every night. Like he gets to kind of like, I don't know. I'm really excited for it. I'm excited for him. I think Mavs fans are going to love him. And we've said this a million times. It's going to look different than Luka. It's not going to be the step backs and the rolling down the, step back three with the air guitar going on the floor. Luka was the entertainer.
I forgot he did that. I forgot he did the air guitar thing.
That it's going to look different than Luka, but it's going to be just as exciting. It's just going to look different and be in a different way. And I'm excited for it.
And it's going to be different than Dirk too. Like we're not just comparing 1-to-1 Luka to Cooper Flagg. It's going to be different than any star the Mavericks have had before, right? This is a two-way player. It's a player that can get his own shot in his own way, a player that can can create in his own way, but can also defend and disrupt. And like that's just a different type of player than what the Mavericks had at the helm. And so is Anthony Davis, right? Like this is just a completely, we've talked about all summer how this is just a completely different Mavericks team than any team the Mavericks have had in the past. And so buy into the Cooper Flagg hype because he deserves it, you deserve it, and it's going to be fun. Those are the three reasons I think you buy into the Cooper Flagg hype, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming up, what does Kyrie Irving's leadership mean to the Mavericks? What is that going to look like throughout the season? We'll talk about that and then get into some of our questions for Media Day coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. I may need one at Media Day tomorrow because it's a long day. And when you got those long days, you just need a little kick. You just need a little boost. Caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5 Hour Energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-shot pack of each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce cup of coffee plus B vitamins and nutrients with 0 sugar and 0 crashes. I don't know why 2-ounce shot packs. I don't know. Great stuff. 17 different flavors. You can try all kinds of different ones. You can get them on Amazon or 5-hourenergy.com. It's the number 5. Enough with boring flavors, caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5 Hour Energy shots. Get the favorites you love to be bold or try something new in-store online. 5hourenergy.com, 5hourenergy.com, or at Amazon today. You can take them with you. Again, 2-ounce shots, really small. Carry them with you wherever you go. 5hourenergy.com.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad, listening every day. Appreciate each and every one of you for checking out the show. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, now is the time. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's get to 50,000 this year. Hopefully before that. Man, we've been just like sitting there like 45, 44. We're going to go back and forth. So I'm ready to hit 50,000 on that. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, keep listening on the audio platforms too. We love everybody that listens on audio. It's the same show we deliver on each side. All right, Isaac, let's talk about Kyrie. One of the things I also want to ask every player we get a chance to tomorrow is, what does Kyrie Irving's leadership mean to this team? Because it's been one of the most unique things that I think I've covered in the NBA to see where even I personally was with Kyrie and thinking about Kyrie joining the Mavericks and concerned about like what type of person the Mavericks were bringing in, concerned about, what could he influence the other players on the team and, all that stuff. That's the stories you heard about Kyrie and then giving him a chance, right? I think this, like when St. Marshall signed off on him, I was like, all right, St. Marshall signed off on him. All right, let's go. Let's see what this is like. Let's enjoy this Kyrie Irving experience. Incredible basketball player, obviously. And then to see the player, the person that Kyrie Irving has been, and to see the leader that he's been, to see how everybody on the team has embraced him, to see how, the other star player on the team, the role players, the rookies, like how everybody has just embraced him. Obviously, everybody across the league embraces him too. Has just been one of the more unique, like 180s that I've seen, because now like almost everybody to a T has mentioned, well, Kyrie has been, really good for that Mavericks team, and that he's been, a leader for them, and blah, blah, and like everybody that was saying he was toxic and all that stuff. I don't think I ever went that far, but everybody was saying that is now turned around and say, well, Kyrie has been great, not a problem, and he's not being talked about in that way. Kyrie went and signed that extension this summer, and nobody brought up though, well, what if Kyrie goes and does something crazy, right? Like that has completely out of the realm of possibilities because of just what Kyrie has meant to this team, what he's been, the leader that he's been. And I think that matters. And I think that is something that is really unique to Kyrie, unique to the situation. And I want to hear what other players have to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of national media has been pretty quiet about Kyrie over the past couple of seasons. especially, there's a lot of media connected to Boston that formed their full opinion on Kyrie.
They're gonna be real quiet all year this year. I don't think there's gonna be much for them to talk about at all.
Well, in the only time, Kyrie hasn't, he's been awesome in Dallas, and it doesn't matter who you talk to in Dallas that is connected to him around the team, from teammates to management to coaches. Everybody loves Kyrie, and he has been. And when you think about players around the league that, he's 30. He's 33. You look at other players in that age range that's still in the league, and a lot of these guys are barely in rotations, like Mason Plumlee or Markieff Morris or, Russell Westbrook's not even on a team, like Patty Mills, Batum, Kevin Love. Got a Love update that, he's going to report to training camp. Like a lot of these guys, Doug McDermott, Dwight Powell, a lot of these guys don't have a ton of like roles on the team. And there's a difference between a guy being on the end of the bench guy that's like, oh man, he's our rah guy, like leader. And he's great in the locker room type of guy, and being that guy and being one of the best players on the team, and a guy that has literally, I guarantee you, Cooper Flagg's going to talk on Monday. He's going to answer something from somebody of, I remember as a kid watching Kyrie on TV.
Yeah.
And because so many players looked up to Kyrie and his, not just the big shots, but the ball handling, to Adam Silver's, credit, he's going to love this, the highlights and the TikToks and the reels. But he's just such a fun player that so many players around the league all speak highly of, all love. I think the most telling thing, and one of my favorite things to do, is to get the games early, sit there front row and watch all the pregame routines. That's when you can, for us, we can build relationships, talk to people and stuff. But I love observing too. And to see all the opposing coaches and players and assistant staffs, some management guys from opposing teams, they all go seek out Kyrie Irving. He has such a high approval rating around the league. And if he has that around the league, then these guys on the Mavs, they got him every day. So that's the really cool thing, is you got a guy like Kyrie that so many of these guys on the team look up to.
And it's going to be a little different this season with him being injured, but I expect him to still be around the team. And we've seen him working out, and we've seen him, he'll be in the Mavs practice facility. He'll be around. And so I think that, honestly, the leadership may be bigger right now that he has more time. He's not, that he's not playing. So I think that's going to be an even bigger thing early in the season, is for some of these guys, for a D'Angelo Russell, for a Brandon Williams, for a Cooper Flagg, a Dereck Lively still, the young guys on the team, or the new guys on the team. I think Kyrie's leadership is going to be big for them, for sure.
Yeah. And everything's going to be talked about with his surgery recovery and when he's going to come back. And apparently Jason Tatum's coming back opening night. So
it's like a medical miracle over there. He's like,
the online videos are they're my favorite right now.
I took some time and I went to the Celtics subreddit and just started looking through all the comments. And you just got everything you could think of. It's like, I'll be disappointed if Jason Tatum doesn't play by January. You're just like, whoa, man.
I was going to say,
really
dude, he's playing before Christmas.
Yeah, they're like, he's playing opening night.
Because once again, it's just so hard to tell off these videos and these clips. Somebody like us speed. And be like, oh, dude, well, if he can do that move right there in this open gym, then he can play in the game and all of that. So I think that's a reminder for us that we might see Kyrie getting in some workouts and stuff pregame. And it's like, oh, Kyrie's going through full workout today pregame before the game. I almost said with Sham God, but Sham God's in.
Oh,
why shouldn't you be fired?
Sham God wasn't fired. That was for Isaac.
But it's going to be this gradual timeline, but I still expect it in the end of February, 1st of March. But it's fun. I'm excited to see him tomorrow. He's always super cool to talk to. And, ask questions. He gives great answers to things. He always treats you, not that I'm a nobody to these players, but he always, anytime he ever talks to us or talks to me, it's like, or, and sees media and stuff, it's like we've known each other for years. So, always appreciated the respect that he gives to people. And I don't understand why my camera is blurry right now.
I don't know. Coming up, let's get into the bingo chart. Are there any ones that you regret? Any ones that you've thought of? What other questions we want to ask the Mavericks players tomorrow? We'll talk about that and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook has all kinds of props and odds, things that you can use to get in on the action. They don't have any props on Media Day. That would be insane. I don't know how they would even do that. But they do have all kinds of stuff on WNBA. You've got the Fever and the Aces playing their last game, their version of Game 7, Game 5 for that one. Aces, 7.5 point favorite on that one. I think that one is that game is Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So go check that one out. Man, the Fever have put up a fight without Caitlin Clark. That's been absolutely wild to see them, and the Aces get taken to task in that way in a couple of games there. So go check out that one and see if you're confident in that one. If you're confident in anything, go put down $5 on it, and if you win, you get $300 in bonus bets. If that bet wins, to use across the apps. What are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download FanDuel and download the app today. Visit FanDuel.com. Please gamble responsibly.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, Isaac, it's here. It's like the first day of school. It's like we're back again. We will have everything on our YouTube channel. We'll post throughout the day at Locked On Mavs on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, our individual Instagrams and Twitters and all that. Subtext, we'll be texting everybody anything that we see there. And so subscribe to our subtext. All the links for that are in the description wherever you're listening and watching this, or the QR code. You can check that as well.
If you want like small little tidbits that you're like, that's like only weird and cool for like true Mavs fans, that's like what subtext and stuff is for. Like we'll text something through there that we might not put on Twitter or Instagram. Some of the big things probably goes to our social media, but it's all the small stuff of like, hey, just saw this person, or dude, they're wearing this shoes. I didn't know they had this sponsor.
Yeah.
And different random stuff like that.
That's what subtext is for. So text us or go to joinsubtext.com/lockedonmavs. Text the number, go to the link in the description, all kinds of different ways to join that. All right, Isaac, we put together this bingo chart where me, you, and Slightly went through and we all picked things we absolutely think or are going to happen. Is there anyone you thought about afterwards where you were like, oh, that one is great, or that one was terrible?
That one's great or terrible. I think Klay getting called Klay the Stallion is pretty slim. I don't know who's gonna go that far to call him that.
Should we call your new nickname Klay the Stallion? I know we've been calling you the captain. Somebody's gonna ask something like that.
I want, and this kind of goes with the KD 4 stuff. I really want to talk to Lively and Gafford about their thoughts as the 5-man playing with another big.
Yeah.
And, so much of their time has been spent playing with Gafford. Playing with PJ Washington. Gafford got some time. Lively got a little bit of time with AD. But it's, this commitment to the double big system and those two guys playing together a lot, playing with another guy like AD who can be a 5, should be a 5, however you want to say that. I want to hear their thoughts on that. I want to hear both of their thoughts on like, hey, what's it look like for you to not play with a pick and roll like Luka type of player? How does your game change playing next to another big and without like a setup guy like a Luka Doncic? And I'm just fascinated to see how both of those guys answer that.
That's an interesting one, because the Mavs have played, and they've mostly played with like wings at 4, right? Like they've played with PJ Washington. You think about some of the other ones, like Klay has played some 4, Derek Jones Jr. played some 4, like Josh Green was playing 4, Najee was playing 4. It's like they've always played with the
Kyrie's a 4.
The last guy he was. That's what he told us at Media Day last year. They've played with like these wings at 4 because the 3 and 4 are basically interchangeable for the Mavericks. Like you could have either person. It didn't really matter. Luka played the 4 sometimes for him because it just depended on who you defended and sometimes what you did in offense, but not really because you're just spacing the floor really. And so that's just a whole different thing to bring Anthony Davis in that, to try and weave him into this and all that. I'm interested in, this is something we've talked about a little bit, but I'm interested in D'Angelo Russell Because we haven't heard a ton from him. We haven't had an introductory press conference from him yet. We haven't really heard from him. I'm curious how he's viewing the opportunity in Dallas. We heard the clip from his podcast where he talked about how much he's really excited to play with Klay. And so I just want him to like talk more about the rest of the players and how he views this. And then his chemistry with Anthony Davis. He had really good chemistry from all the Lakers people that I've talked to. He had great chemistry with Anthony Davis, worked well with him. What does it take to have good chemistry with Anthony Davis? Like for other guards, for Cooper Flagg, for whoever else is going to play with him. What does playing off Anthony Davis look like? What does he do well? Those kinds of things. I'm interested to hear from somebody that has played with him a bunch.
Yeah, and just how he's kind of just like his mentality coming into this. Like that's we talked about it on the Friday episode with Slightly of how is he viewing this, or maybe Thursday, just how is he viewing the opportunity? Is it a career thing for him? Like a career, I don't know, like a stepping stone for the next spot? Like, is it hey, I want to show the league, I want to prove to people in this time, I know I'm stepping in for Kyrie, I want to show people that I can be a long-term point guard, that I can still be a starting good point guard for a really good team in this league. Or is it, and I'm not trying to set it up and trying to set him up as like a bad or good type of thing here, or is it purely, hey, I just wanted to win and this is why I'm here, and I just want to come in and win and do whatever, whether it's coming off the bench, starting, however I can help this team to win. And maybe he just says both. He could say both for sure.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's like, because this is an opportunity for him, however you want to slice it. Like it could be a 1-year contract. He's been used to making double this amount of money, triple this amount of money in an annual salary range. And now he's, back down to this $5 million, $5.5 million mark. Like that's a pretty big. What?
Just the idea of like the pay cut being he's only making $5 million this year.
Well, for a guy like that who's been at,
but I mean,
18,
he's made
20.
He's made 27, 28, 30, 31 when he was with the Timberwolves, and then that first year with the Lakers. Like that's wild.
Yeah, that's wild. And what did he make last year?
18, and then year before that 17.
Yeah, so I mean, that's
3 years ago you're making 31 million, and now you're making 5.
Yeah, so this is a chance to show, and I'm excited to see what he looks like, and it could come back to bite me. Some people laughed at me for that, but I think it's going to be a good fit for him in Dallas. I think he's going to be a great stopgap option for when Kyrie's out, and hopefully it goes well enough to where when Kyrie comes back, we're like, dang, this is cool. Now we get to, have D'Lo come off the bench. And play this like 6-man type of role.
Yeah. And then he is also going to play with Kyrie. Cause like Nico said that they wanted to find somebody that could play both as the point guard and then with Kyrie later. So I'm interested to see how he views that. Right. Like, do you see yourself as a stopgap? Are you going to be the starter and then all of a sudden you're playing next to Kyrie or coming off the bench? Like that whole thing. Cause I wonder if he can see the path this season.
See the vision.
Yeah. I mean, to be bold.
I want to see, what Nico says on media day. Last time we got to hear from him was Cooper Flagg's introductory press conference. I feel like he's hitting at a pretty high rate for dropping a quote that is going to be memorable for us. So
people forget about Frank.
I just want to see if there's any approach to some of the questions or how he talks about maybe the fan base or anything that's like shifted some, or if it's still stay the course. And I'm curious about that.
Stay the course. Yeah, I'm curious about the win now part of it, because I don't think they can back down from the win now, because he was so all in win now after the trade.
I mean, you can't.
You can't back down from it. But now you got Cooper Flagg. So did he hedge a little bit and be like, well, we've also got this incredibly great future. You know what I mean? Like he's got to sell both sides of the coin right now, though.
Does he though?
Yeah.
I don't think he's selling,
because
he's not selling that second side of the coin.
But his whole thing was, well, I guess if he really is into the like, I'm only gonna be here for 3 years or whatever, like only gonna be here through the AD contract. Like if he's really holding on to that, but he could also be selling the like, all right, I'm gonna start a rookie quarterback and that buys me time. card.
Yeah, well, I don't think anything changes in his mind. I think it's hey, this has been a win now thing. This has been the window. And I think he honestly kind of views it in a way of, we've talked about it before. If you get Cooper Flagg, that's better than any other offseason addition that you could realistically get this summer. So he's probably looking at it as just like a free token of, oh, well, dang, we just got like the best wing upgrade on our roster. Not this like, how do we build around this piece long term? Because we know he's talked about his timeline pretty openly. And you just re-signed Kyrie Irving to this big deal. You traded Luka for an Anthony Davis, who's further down his age timeline and all that. So you are win now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. It's just a matter of, it's Cooper slotting into that. My biggest thing, and honestly, I'm okay with that, with the exception of I don't want to get too wrapped up into that, to where you're shipping off some
don't leverage
super long-term pieces. I don't want to be trading a future first-round pick for like an Al Horford or something at the deadline. That's the type of stuff. I don't want that type of thing. Win now. You got Cooper and some of these young guys, but also don't mortgage your future with some of these things too.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the bingo card wherever you are on social or wherever. It's great stuff, and I'm curious to see which one. The Jason Kidd and the flat bill being the free spaces.
We'll let you know on subtext pretty quick what that flat bill is.
We'll set that. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs. We'll be back tomorrow with our thoughts on Media Day and all kinds of interviews. Hopefully, we'll be back. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.